What did you learn from the last time you played New Jersey and the pre-scout come in? What do they do well?
A transition. They're an unbelievable transition team. They get 4 on the rush. Analytically, chance 4 team. They're one of the tops in the league. And we saw a little bit that last game. They had us on our heels, especially that second period where Ned probably stole that game. But with that said, we did a pretty good job last time of protecting middle ice, arriving back in the house. Took that away from them a little bit. So it'll be the same challenge again tonight.
Derek, what do you think about Jack Hughes? I mean, there's a lot of talk out there that maybe he could take a really big step here in the next year or two. When you see him, I mean, is he going to, what do you?
Special talent, world-class talent. What he does with the puck, his ability to create offense, the pace he plays at, I mean, he looks like he's going to be a very special player in this league for an awful long time.
Critical the rotation too, but how much does Ned's success against New Jersey last time come into the playing him tonight?
Yeah, good question. Haven't really thought that through. We've kind of gone the communicated with each of them. You got this game, you have that game, and we'll reevaluate again tomorrow. But I don't know if I foresee that changing at all. Both goalies are obviously winning. Both goalies are playing well. I don't know if Vili's numbers are a reflection of his play, which is positive. We've done very well in front of Vili. And I don't know if Neto's numbers, which are still slightly below Vili's, are an indication of his play too, as we've left him out to dry a little bit more, and which is understandable. Ned's had the 2 road games, literally home openers for 2 teams. So yeah, I don't foresee that changing anytime soon because both have deserved the net.
Is there a difference at all between for your defenseman? Because Ned seems a little more aggressive when he plays the puck than Vili. Is there a difference at all for your defenseman playing?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't know. I just think when Ned's out there, you know you have a world-class puck handler, maybe a little more awareness from our guys. You know, you're probably you're probably getting, an over or communication on a, goalie D handle. But Vili's done a good job in there too. I'd put Neto as one of the tops, 3rd in the league, but it's not a weakness of Vili's either. So I do think there's some of that, but again, it's just part of our structure.
What are you doing that's gone into the success of your PK?
Aggressive. I give Bob Ugner a ton of credit. I mentioned here the other day, the other night's wins, what we call in freshness, the assistant coach win, because that was all special teams. If you look back at even that game, the 5-on-5 play was fairly even in that game. But our special teams made it look like we controlled the game, which I don't think was the overall case. Aggressive. Hitting their triggers now, hitting their pressure points. It's obviously we've been very fortunate. That's perfect so far. I think maybe it's 16 for or 17 for 17, whatever it is. But they're getting detail while we're still developing it. Aggressive pressure, but we're still adding some detail on it. Like I don't think it's going to go 100% for the next 76 games or 77 games, but. It's something we put a huge emphasis on. It's something we've worked hard on, and so far we're executing on it.
Does it start like this, getting points in your games like you've had, and help a new head coach implement everything you want to implement?
I think I mentioned this in the exhibition season or camp where our process was good in some of those games, but we didn't get results. And so I just think it's any time you're building a new process, if you get results, I think it helps. It's going to benefit. We're going to go through many games this year where we don't get results with a good process, and vice versa, where we get results with a poor process. But process has been pretty good right now. Buy-in's been pretty good, and fortunately, we've been rewarded. And it's exciting. I just had someone tell me today we're the only team in the league without a regulation loss. Like I also want to be like, pump the brakes. We, even analytically. We're an average 5-on-5 team. We need to improve. We've gotten outstanding goaltending. We've gotten timely goaltending. And our special teams to date have been very good. We're still a long ways to go to be a top team or even be in a conversation or being a middle pack team in this league.
There are guys in that room, though, that have never had starts like this to a team season. Kubalik just said, he goes, I don't know what this is like. How much can that help, especially guys like that, to learn how to win?
Was Kubalik talking about the team or himself? Because he's like, Like, I even walk up to say, like, I mean, I saw him at breakfast. I mean, you have 8 points in 5 games. He's like, yeah, I know. Like, he's usually 35 games in. So, you know, an individual, it's a confidence thing for him, but he's had a really good camp. He was skating, he was working. Any little mistakes he even had in camp, he took it personally. Like, you know, whether it's some detail within his own game, a missed track, or you know, a poor execution on something. So I same thing. I'm glad he's getting rewarded with offense. Obviously, I don't think that pace will stay at that, but he's done things right and he's been rewarded. But the same thing, I think that reflects our whole team. We've done a lot of good things. Not great. You've seen lows in our play. You've seen ups and downs in our play. But you know, right now we're getting results. You know, I want our team to incrementally get better, win, lose, or draw, whatever. But we did that at least from Saturday or our Friday to Sunday. We got better, no matter what the opponent looks like. Probably a little bit of a schedule win the other day. We'll be on the other end of that. Anaheim was on the 5th game of a tough, but we did a good job. We took advantage of it. We're going to have times in that where you want to take advantage of it because we'll be on the other end of it. We did that. No, not. It's whatever. They're playing well. They're riding it. They've gotten what they've deserved, and we've taken points in 5 straight games. This will be one little segment throughout the year. And again, you know, we've only probably played, for last year, we played one playoff team. And all these teams we've played, we're all in the same boat. We're in that middle pack trying to improve on something. And so I think it's be realistic on who we're playing, what we're playing. But no, we'll continue to get better. Again, sometimes it's just easier to teach off winning, you know, and that was kind of my point early on. You hate the process, be really good, and not get the results because it gets deflating. You guys saw that a little bit last year. I can't tell you how many times in Tampa we would play Detroit and they would play very well, and we either got an unbelievable performance by Vasi or our skill shows up and we find a way to win 3-2, 6-5, 2-1. You want to get rewarded when the process has been good, and right now they have been.
What's it like, obviously you're to pump the brakes to us all the time. What's it like when you talk to Steve about how things have been progressing? Obviously 5 games is still a small sample size, but you and him are on the same page.
Yeah, I think but with Steve, he's big picture and results are great. But with that said, he really looks at the process, and it's good right now. It's not great, it's good. So you know, I don't think he looks at it either way. I mean, in fact, we rarely talk about a win or a loss. It's more about we did this, we did that when we talk. And obviously, it's only a sample size, but some of these free agent signings we had were there to fill holes, and they're filling holes right now. So that's exciting on the big picture.
How much does it help just for the overall depth of scoring and balance when we can get contributions offensively from defensemen such as like Mata, who we don't necessarily expect to contribute a lot of points?
Well, it's great to get offense from the D, but I think Ole's points have been simple points. He's done the right thing out of our zone. He's done the right thing that we've asked him on in regroups, being simple and predictable. And right now, that's ending up in the back of the net, and that's a good thing. We you know, there's going to go through stretches. He'll do the same thing and not produce points. But you know, I'm glad it kind of reflects our entire team. He's getting rewarded offensively, but he's doing good things everywhere, away from the puck, with the puck. That's helping us in the offensive zone.
Derek, I'm sorry, in New Jersey, we're just starting to get to know Ondrej Palat, knew what he's done, but now seeing him every day. You worked with him for a number of years. What don't we see that we can expect, and what kind of a player was he for you guys?
I love Ondrej Palat. He'll be a good friend of mine forever. Just seeing him gets me excited. He kind of gave me the stare wink on the other night when he was skating by us in the game. He's a competitor. He's a winner. there's going to go through points in his season he's not going to produce. Obviously, right now, even watching back, I mean, that's him. He barely won the slot, he barely won the rush. Those 3 straight they won, he was a big part of it. He complements skilled guys. He's hard. It's tough to get a little skill, and it's hard. And he's hard, but he's just a phenomenal human being, and that's a great signing. They're going to get rewarded throughout that contract. I was told never to have favorites in Tampa, but the guys knew him and Cirelli were by far my favorites. With every positive video clip for a month was those two, and finally Stammer even had to be like, there's 18 other guys on the team, so that's what I feel about Ondrej Palat.
Just a quick one for me. You've talked about the process being good through the first 5 games here. And you've talked about how hard it is to be consistent. From a consistency standpoint and what you've seen, do you like where that's at, or does that need improvement?
Yeah, just some things you see, like us working to get above pucks, us skating to get to certain areas within our structure. That's work, and the guys have done that. So with that said, that's been good. But with that said, and again, it's 5 games. You want to be even cautious the other end in the analytics, but the analytics is telling us 5-on-5, we're a bottom 3rd team, and I get that, and there's some improvement in that, and that's what I mean by just leaving the outcomes aside. We want to keep getting better. So I think that's why you have those underlying numbers. Be realistic. There's going to be times that we're not getting results, and our 5-on-5 plays good, but right now we are an average 5-on-5 team that's competing very hard, blocking shots, getting great goaltending, executing on special teams. We want to continue to get a little better in that 5-on-5 play.
Hey, Derek, are you superstitious sort? I mean, when you guys get on a streak or whatever like that, I mean, any superstitions at all?
No, that's a great question, because I'm going to give you a perfect example on a little bit of being superstitious in that I don't like not playing Jordan Osterley in the first 5 games. I don't think there's very much separation from him than some of our other D. We're just in those situations where we're winning, and that was a perfect example. So no, but then when we spent 25 minutes in there deciding whether or not to put Jordan Osterley in, we went to we're winning, let's not. So I would say no, but that's an example where yes I am, but no. As far as superstitions and routes to the rink and how I dress, I have had the one sweater on the entire time, but you'll see that through 5-game losing streaks too. I think it's, again, there's a lack of depth in my wardrobe I'm still working on. No, I'm not washing it. You don't wash sweaters, do you? Don't you just it's on the same corner spot on my couch. It's my hang, that's where it gets hung up and on the couch. My wife would not be very impressed with that. Thanks, guys.